My name is Rory McShane. I'm a lecturer in the School of Engineering in the Department of Civil Engineering and Construction, and I primarily teach on the Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Fire Safety Engineering. This is a four-year honours programme. It's quite unique in Ireland in that we're the only third-level institution providing an undergraduate Level 8 honours qualification in the area of fire safety engineering. Fire safety engineering itself is actually quite a unique discipline. Unlike some of our counterparts, I suppose, like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, structural engineering, that many of you may be more familiar with, fire safety engineering is quite a relatively new discipline. It's only really been around for possibly the last 30 years or so, which makes it quite niche in terms of both opportunities. And many of you may have at this stage heard on the news about big fire incidents of late, including the Grenfell tragedy in the UK recently, Priory Hall going back a couple of years ago, and that's really brought a much more detailed focus on the area of fire safety engineering, particularly at design stage and during construction of projects. The course is basically set out so that in the first 2 years of the course, we introduce students to the areas of construction technology primarily, so that they're familiar with methods of construction. They're introduced to things like introductory building services, quantity surveying in terms of costs associated with construction, construction technology, which is the different elements of building construction from foundations through to roof level, different types of floor constructions, wall constructions, and so on. They also cover things like land surveying. They would cover structures and materials, and they would be introduced to the softer skills such as AutoCAD and Revit in terms of drawings and so on, and the skills required for those. And then really in third year, after doing some introductory fire science in second year, we get into the fire safety engineering modules in particular. These are primarily concerned with introducing students to fire dynamics, which is really how fires grow and develop in buildings, everything from flame heights to heat release, which we do on instruments like the cone calorimeter here. Flame heights, heat release, smoke production, visibility through smoke, the heat flux and temperatures and so on. We also introduce them to specific aspects of building regulations around the areas of fire safety design, and fire protection systems design, which is really all the systems that we put into buildings, from fire detection and alarm to emergency lighting, sprinklers, smoke control, and so on. And then in final year, in the fourth year of the program, the modules are concerned around the higher order fire engineering design. So looking at how we can design buildings much more efficiently. We get into the nice stuff like CFD modelling, which is 3D modelling of buildings, and looking at fire spread, smoke spread, toxicity of smoke, and building evacuation modelling, where we get 3D drawings of buildings, and we populate those buildings and we run the evacuation models to see how long it takes people to evacuate the building and whether they can do that before the conditions within the building become untenable. A key component of the course is really the work placement at the end of third year, which allows the students to I suppose, develop their skills in terms of all the material that they've absorbed during third year, and then they will go out into a consultancy practice or maybe the local fire authority, and they would get to apply some of that knowledge, see what the job is all about in terms of fire engineering consultancy, and then they come back in fourth year really to see out the end of the course. In terms of opportunities, which all students want to know about at the moment. We have graduates who work all over the world. We have some graduates working on the tallest building in the world out in Dubai at the moment. We have a number of graduates working on stadia for the World Cup in Qatar in 2022. And basically our graduates are primarily either in Ireland, the UK, we have had some go to the States, in Canada. We've had a lot out in the Middle East. We've had students go to consultancies in Australia and particularly in New Zealand post the earthquakes there about 10 years ago. And there's a huge rebuilding program happening with lots of opportunities. Primarily, the opportunities are in the area of consultancy work, but students have found opportunities in areas of research and development in terms of product development that are used as passive or active fire safety systems. They have found opportunities within local authorities and building control in terms of monitoring construction of works on behalf of the local authority. They've found opportunities in further research to both master's and PhD level. And so there's very broad range of opportunities. And those opportunities aren't all office-based. There's a lot of the work now is based on spending maybe half our time out on construction sites monitoring the implementation of the fire strategy from a contractor side. And that's become really, really important since the introduction of recent legislation in Ireland in 2014 in particular. So there's great opportunities, a really, really interesting course with a diverse range of subjects that I think the students find really interesting. And then with, at the moment, endless opportunities at home and abroad for a very rewarding career in fire safety engineering.